Hey people, it's Carter. Welcome back to Carter's Cup. This is episode 2, and today, let me first explain this. I felt like the first two segments or episodes or whatever we're calling these, were kind of sloppy, not really interesting. Like I need this to be unique, right? I need it to be something special. It. I need you guys to have a reason to actually listen to me instead of it being me, right? So I need to have an interesting topic. I need to be unique. I need to be I don't know, right? So I was thinking about like what do I talk about? What's something that I would talk about randomly in my day? And I remembered a story. The story I found out from YouTube, tying to the last episode. But the story I found out from YouTube from a guy named Nick Robinson. He has a really cool YouTube channel. Check him out. And it's about McDonald's. And I don't know if any of you, ooh, I just dropped my earbuds, whoops. I don't know if any of you guys played like the DS when you were younger, like like Mario 64 or like Nintendogs type of deal. But basically, in Tokyo, like in 2010, they decided to try to train their McDonald's employees with Nintendo DS games. So there's Nintendo DS cartridges out there that that would be used to train, and it was like McDonald's a video game, right? It's super sick, but no one really had their hands on them. There was only one guy that had one, and it was some random French dude. But he would not like dump the game on the internet. Like he wouldn't release like the code for it and anything because he didn't want to get in any legal trouble. And he was super happy to like have like such a rare game, right? But the game requires a password. It requires like an employee password, and every like how ironic is that? Like this game's already rare enough, and like now you just need like a password to actually play the game, right? So he spent probably like a good like 10 to 15 years of his life just trying to find this password, right? And he never was able to find it. And there happened to be a listing on Yahoo of Tokyo, like on the marketplace for McDonald's Nintendo DS that came with the cartridge, right? And there's nothing would be really special about this. I mean, if you were to buy this, it you'd be stuck in the same boat as the little French dude over here, right? Because you don't have a password. But in the pictures displayed on the Yahoo page, it was actual gameplay of the game. It wasn't just stuck on the title screen asking for a passcode, right? And it's like, oh, okay, so this guy must have some passcode. He must like have some secret information, right? So obviously anyone in their right mind who like is super into video games, like they could have like a one of a kind video game like in their hands if they buy this, right? Well, it's was about about $3,500. um the listing was, and yeah, $3,500. And that's crazy. And he only shipped to people in Tokyo. This guy, Nick Robinson, right? He was like, dude, like, what if I bought this $3,500 video game and played it and like leaked it to the world and like found out some like conspiracy theories about McDonald's, right? So that's what he did. He ended up buying it, and he bought it through a system. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. I think it's called Bai. And basically, since he lived in the US and the person who owned the video game wanted to ship it out, didn't want to ship it out of the country, it would be shipped to the Bai warehouse, and then Bai, the company, would ship it to the US. But the pandemic just hit, right? Like, this is like at the time when the pandemic just hit and all of that. And basically, Japan wouldn't allow any mail to go in or out of the country, or they wouldn't allow passengers to go in or out of the country, right? So, and he just bought this game, but the mailer had no place to mail it to. But luckily, his brother lived in Japan. Like, what are the odds, right? So his brother goes picks it up for him. His brother's like, yo, dude, I'm having like a medical emergency. Like, I need to go see my doctor in the US, right? Like, totally faked it. Japan's like, okay, we believe you, right? And the people in that guy, he put it in his luggage, right? Like his, not his carry-on, but his check-in luggage. And then he went to the US and he successfully got to the US, but then his luggage got lost. So then they had to wait to find his luggage, right? And that was like a whole ordeal. And they had to wait like 2 weeks and then they finally got like word back on their luggage saying that someone found it. And here there's a $3,500 DS game with a $3,500 DS like in this luggage, like, and this person who found it had no idea. Like, sucks for them, right? But basically, he once he was once he would get the game, he gets the game, right, but he realizes he has no way of streaming it because the DS is like super jank and all that. So he has to mail his DS like this French dude, not this French dude, a German dude, and he's like, yo, modify my DS so I can like record stuff on it, right? But this German dude, he was like out of business. Like, he was done modifying DSs. Like, it was like a pastime of his back in like 2013, right? And he basically, this guy Nick had to pay so much, like, an extra sum of money to get this guy back on his feet and like do a whole convincing, saying like, dude, like, this is the rarest video game of probably like all time. Like, we need to like get it out there. Um, like, we need to like get some footage of it out there, you know? And that's he agreed. He sent a DS to Germany. It came back modified. He got the game. He did the fancy stuff, right? And he was able to like find like a whole like Japanese anime video game about McDonald's and just like working there and like knowing like how everything works in the back, and there was like came with like quizzes and stuff. It was like a whole full blown video game, right? Only for McDonald's employees. And luckily, with the package that came off of Yahoo, there was a code, there's a passcode that they could use. So that's sick, right? So they got super lucky there. And they were able to get this game on the internet, dump it, and a bunch of people found out a bunch of other things about McDonald's, like about like how they used to like how they undercooked their food or something, like back then, like Tokyo, or like how they didn't put the proper ingredients. I have no idea. I didn't look that too far into it, but I think that's sick, right? Like, there's a whole ass video game out there. Like, McDonald's made a whole video game. Like, how did I not know about that, right? And like, he had to like require like a translator and all that while he was playing it. Like, it was this whole ordeal. But what fascinates me is like, he probably spent like 4K on this journey, right? Like, trying to get this video game, right? But this YouTube video has like 2.2 million views with a sponsor, right? Like, he probably like made profit off of spending 4K on a video game. Like, bruh. um that's crazy. And yeah, like the French dude who originally had the game but didn't have the password, he was like super pissed. But then he eventually found like his own codes and he got to play it. And yeah, but off topic, that's the whole like video game thing. Off topic, like, I think fast food's kind of like a scam, you know? Like, you buy fast food to like get cheaper food, but like once you like get like the whole combo and stuff going, it's like a whole $7. Like, no, I want 50 cents like cheeseburgers, right? Like, I'm not trying to pay that all that extra money for fries, you know? And like, fast food's a scam. Like, it really is. Like, why don't you just go to like a better place? Like, I don't know, like M Shack or something. I don't know, and like get yourself like a good burger for like $7, right? Like, sure, like, it may not come with fries and a drink, but it's a good burger, you know. But like, cheap food, like McChickens and stuff from McDonald's, they slap. Like, don't sleep on those. Super good. And also, fast food is like the only thing that's open like at like 2 a.m. and that slaps. Like, all the college kids out there, like, they need to be eating then and all that jazz. So yeah. Anyway, that's my little rant for today, about how this guy found a super rare video game, um, and stuff and all that. Also, um, off topic again, but I have to wrap this up. I'm thinking I may make stickers of the logo. The logo is a Chemex. If you don't know what Chemex is, basically you put a filter on top of it. It's an hourglass shaped thing, and you put the coffee on top of the filter, and you pour water with a kettle through it, really hot water, and it makes coffee on the bottom. That's what's dripping down during this podcast. I think I'm gonna be making stickers of that. I'll let you guys know shortly. It'll probably be in the description of the next podcast. We'll see. But yeah, also let me know if I should like make this more of a public thing. Like I'm a little nervous to like get it out there. Like I'm sure like a bunch of people are gonna be like, this is stupid, but like maybe not. I don't know. Let me guys let me know your opinions or whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Have a good night.